Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and a happy new year. I hope you guys had an amazing start to the year. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing some of my 2023 favorites, some products that I started using in 2023 and I won't be able to stop using these this year. I know I'm a little late to shoot this video. I really wanted to do this at the end of December, but since I was traveling, I just didn't get a chance to shoot this video. But better late than never. I have some of my favorite makeup products with me. This is like a makeup specific videos. These makeup products have been my obsession during the last year. Some of them I recently discovered like just in November, December, but I've been using them non-stop and I know for sure that I'm gonna continue to use them in 2024. So yes, before we start with the video, please make sure that you guys hit that red subscribe button. We recently hit 10k and my next goal is definitely 15k. I'm hoping we're gonna cross that number soon, so hit that red subscribe button and click the bell icon besides it to get notified whenever I upload a new video. And now let's get right into the video. Okay, starting off with skin prep. This product I very recently discovered and I just cannot stop using it ever since I got this in PR. It's from Prosh Beauty and it's their Silk Blur Moisturizing Primer. This is truly a very moisturizing product. It's like a thick cream which feels so moisturizing on your face. It is definitely something that dry skin people would really like, and this just came in time because it was the start of winters. My skin was changing, my skin type was changing. My skin is very dry now and I also suffer with psoriasis, not particularly on my face, but yes, during winters I do have some lesions on my face, and this is something that really helps me to prep my skin really well before makeup, because dry skin and makeup is not really a good combo. So this actually smoothens out some of my dry patches, some of my psoriasis patches, and my makeup goes on really smoothly and my skin feels really moisturized. So if you have dry skin, or even though if you have combination skin and you're looking for a very moisturizing primer, then definitely try this one. You can actually skip moisturizer if you're using this product. It's like a moisturizer and a primer hybrid. Moving on to base products, I have quite a lot of base products that I've loved using in 2023. I actually had to filter out some of the products so that I can just show you guys the best ones. Starting off with my cult favorite e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. I still cannot stop using this product. It is so good. This is sold out most of the times on Nykaa, but if you can get your hands on this, then definitely do. This is so worth the money and this completely changes your makeup game. It looks so glowy on your face. It's like a glow booster and illuminator, but with a little bit of coverage, so you can wear it on its own, which I wouldn't really recommend because it looks way too shiny. Or you can just wear it underneath your foundation, which is what I like doing. I like using this all over my face, then I go in with my foundation, or probably I just conceal some areas so it does not look shiny like all over my face. Or you can use this on top of your foundation, just on the high points of your face. You can use this in multiple ways and it's something worth trying. I have the shade 5 medium tan, but this is a little bit darker for me. So if you are around my skin tone, I'm NC 42 in MAC Studio Fix foundation. If you're my skin tone, then go for shade medium, because underneath foundation it will actually look brighter on your skin. This makes me look a little bit more darker than my actual skin color. Oh, and you can also mix this with your foundation. If you mix this with any matte foundation, it just completely changes the formula. It makes it a very like satin dewy kind of a foundation and it looks beautiful. This mixed in any foundation just looks very beautiful on the skin. My makeup routine is incomplete without this product, so you guys can already tell how much I love this product. A very similar product that I recently came across is the the Huda Beauty Glowish Skin Tint. I just have a tiny sample of that product. I've emptied a sample of this product in this tiny little jar. So I got a few sachets of that glowish skin tint at the Nykaa Land. I think I won over there in some of the game, and I got a few sachets of that and I emptied one of the shades in this jar. I've used the glowish one on this side of my face and I've used the e.l.f. one on this side of my face, and you cannot really tell the difference. Both of these are quite similar on the skin, but I would say that the Glowish one has a little bit of more coverage than the e.l.f. one. This is like the high-end version of the e.l.f. product. I've actually heard a lot of mixed reviews, actually a lot of bad reviews about the Glowish skin tint. So I had no hopes for this one, but surprisingly I ended up really liking this product. It's very similar to the e.l.f. Halo Glow, but it has slightly more coverage and it is slightly more glowier than the e.l.f. one. Again, I can go in with a shade lighter than this. I don't really remember the shade name, but I will pop it on the screen or leave it in the description box, so don't forget to check it out. It is a high-end product, so if you don't mind using something similar, then try the e.l.f. Halo Glow. This is quite affordable. I think almost half of the price. But yes, this has also been a favorite of mine. I love using this. Ever since I've emptied this sachet into this jar, I've been using it a lot, and you might think this is such a small sample, how can I use it so much, but it actually has a lot of product inside and you need the tiniest amount of this product for your entire face. You don't need a lot of it. I actually understand why this one has mixed reviews, because it's very glowy, so people with a lot of texture or with oily skin might not like this one, but somehow for me it worked really well. After using both of those products, I used the Maybelline Fresh Tint. Since both of them were a little bit dark on me, this one kind of balanced it out. I don't clearly remember if this product launched this year or by the end of last year. I don't have any memory of that, but I have used this so much in 2023. I've loved this skin tint. In fact, ever since I've started using skin tints, I've stopped using foundations. I've literally stopped using heavy foundations. I use them very, very rarely, and I will share a favorite of mine. But this is a very trusted product of mine. I've used this in so many events. It looks flawless on the skin. It gives you a satin kind of a finish. It's not too matte, it's not too glowy, and I love the fact that it has SPF 50, even though it's not the enough amount of SPF that you need all over your face, but I just like the fact that it has some SPF. The shade range is not that great. I'm in the shade 8. Yes, I'm in the shade 08, and it only has 9 shades, so if you're very darker than me, then you will probably not find your shade in it. But if you can, then definitely try this one out. It's a very budget friendly product, perfect for teenagers. If you don't want to spend on high-end foundation, or if you just don't wear foundations a lot, then this is something that you need to have and you need to try this. And whenever I feel like using a high coverage foundation, this is something that I go for. This is the MAC Studio Fix Everyday Wear Everywhere All Over Face Pen. This is their new foundation, which has a very unique packaging. It comes in this pen-like packaging. You have to click it from here and the product dispenses from here. I'm in the shade NC42. It oxidizes a little bit, but it looks fine after concealer and powder. This foundation is a 10 on 10. It makes my skin look so beautiful, so flawless. Every time I use this foundation, I get so many compliments on my skin. It looks very flawless on my skin, and it has a lot of pigment. Like, even if you use one drop of this product, it has so much pigment that it gives you a really nice amount of coverage and it looks very beautiful on your skin. It just evens out the skin really well. It's a very multi-purpose product. You can use it as concealer, as foundation, and you can also control the amount of coverage that you want. So this is something that is definitely going to be a staple in my vanity. I love this the most, more than all of my other high-end foundations. Now, I think I started using this concealer by the end of 2022, but I'm still going to include this in the video because I've used this throughout the year. I've stopped using all of my other concealers. I have a bunch of other concealers. I've even stopped using my Maybelline Fit Me concealer, which used to be like my ride or die concealer. I just couldn't do my makeup without that concealer. But ever since I've started using the Huda Beauty 4 Filter Concealer, there's just no going back. It looks so beautiful on the skin. It's so flawless, blends very beautifully. It's so high coverage, and even though it's high coverage, it's not too heavy or too matte on my skin. And the shade is a winner here. I'm in the shade Praline, and this is just perfect to cover my dark circles. I have really deep dark circles, and this shade just covers my dark circles really, really well. It's I would say it's slightly darker than my shade, and that's why it covers the dark circles really well. I will say that this is not a very crease proof concealer. It does creases under my eyes even after I've set it completely. I do have a lot of creases underneath my eyes, so any concealer would crease a lot under my eyes. But other than that, I would say the formula is so good. It just covers my dark circles really well, and I just cannot stop using this. Unfortunately, I cannot find this shade anywhere, even on Cult, even on Nykaa. I cannot find the shade Praline. I don't know why they've discontinued this shade, but I will somehow get my hands on this shade once this one gets over. Clearly, I love Huda Beauty based products. Like, these are the only two base products that I've tried, the Glowish Skin Tint and this one, and I've not been disappointed. Talking about blushes, Rare Beauty has to be the highlight of 2023. It launched somewhere around June or July, and I didn't immediately buy the blushes. I was waiting for some discounts or maybe some kits because I didn't want to buy the full size product. I know I'm not gonna go through the entire bottle because I have so many other blushes. And finally, just a few months back, they came out with a kit which had two mini blushes and two mini highlighters, and I shared that kit with one of my cousins. I kept this blush which is in the shade Wisdom and the highlighter which is in the shade Magnetize, and both of these shades are truly worth trying. I also have this mini sample which I got. This is in the shade Hope, and this shade is also very beautiful. It looks really pretty on my skin. Rare Beauty blushes are hyped for a reason. They blend so beautifully, they're so pigmented. I think Hope is from their Dewy collection and Wisdom is not, but I honestly don't see a huge difference when it comes to the formulas. I think both of them blend beautifully, look very glowy on my skin. They don't look too matte. And it's only been 2 months since I've got my hands on this blush, but ever since I bought it, I just cannot stop using it. Another blush that has recently launched and has quickly become my favorite is from Tipsy Beauty. This is the first ever product that I've tried from Tipsy Beauty. It's the Silk Cushion Blush, which is in the shade Bouquet of Roses, and it's a matte blush. I think they have another formula as well in these cushion blushes, and I was so surprised by the formula. I was not expecting it to be so luxe in terms of formula. It has a stopper so you don't accidentally squeeze a lot of product out, and the packaging is not very messy. It is a little bit messy. These cushion products are a little bit messy, but I used my elf blush also, and that is so messy. That packaging is just bad. I do not recommend that product, but this packaging so far has not been very messy. I'll still keep you guys updated. You know, generally these kind of products are very gimmicky. The packaging looks great, but the actual formula is not that great. But surprisingly, this formula is also so good. It's somehow so similar to the Rare Beauty blush formula. It blends so beautifully on your skin. I've used Tipsy Beauty on this side and Rare Beauty on this side, and you cannot even spot the difference. But this is slightly cool toned and this is a little bit warmer, but on my face you cannot even spot the difference. It's not too glowy, it's not too matte, it does not have any shimmer particles. It's just a perfect liquid blush formula. The Rare Beauty highlighter is also something that I've been loving a lot recently. I've not used a lot of liquid highlighters, but this one has to be the best one so far. The liquid luminizer is also worth the hype. It is actually a really good formula. You cannot see any glitter particles. It looks so smooth and so blended into your skin. It looks very blended with the blush and with all of the other products that I have underneath. It looks very glowy and blinding. It gives you that glam feeling, but at the same time it does not look too harsh on your skin, and it does not have any chunky glittery particles, which is a good thing. During the start of the year, I was not that into powder highlighters. I kind of stopped using highlighters only, but when this product launched by Love Child, I fell in love with powder highlighters all over again. These palettes are so worth trying and I've used them all year round. I haven't found a better drugstore powder highlighter the entire year. I've been using these only. These are the Love Child highlighted Nakhre palettes. I have the shade Chandni and the shade Sitara. Sitara is for deeper skin tones. Let me show you guys. The packaging is so good and so quirky. It also has a very quirky mirror inside. If you buy any of these palettes, then you've got yourself a highlighter palette and a metallic eyeshadow palette as well. These are so good, so pigmented and so buttery soft. They can be used as eyeshadows as well, and trust me, I've done that. They look so beautiful. I've not used it right now because I really wanted to show it to you guys. This is my most used palette, which is Chandni. I love using this in the inner corners of my eyes. This is like a white highlighter but with a yellow gold shift. It's very unique. The formula is very luxe, I would say. Do you see what I'm saying? It's such a beautiful, unique color. I know I've used a lot of glowy products today, but I have to show you guys this highlighter on my cheekbones. Can you see the glow? It's literally blinding. It's hard to find such a blinding highlighter at the drugstore. It's beautiful. This palette is just great for the shadi season. If you're someone who likes using powder highlighters, then definitely buy this one. And buying a palette of 4 is not a bad idea because you can use these as shimmer eyeshadows as well. Okay, this is how the shades look like. They're so blinding. It's truly worth trying. Love Child has literally killed it with this palette. This has to be my most favorite product by them. One product that I tried in 2023 that has changed my brow game is this one from K Beauty. And for some reason, this is so underrated. I haven't seen a lot of people talking about this brow product. This is their microblading brow pen, and it's something that I've not seen in the Indian market. It again looks very gimmicky. It has this kind of a felt tip which gives you hair like strokes, and it gives you like 3 hair strokes at a time. It looks very gimmicky, but it's such a good product. Definitely worth trying. If you're someone who likes very natural looking brows, like I don't like to give my brows that box kind of a shape. I hate that. I just like to fill in some sparse areas and that's it. And this is what it exactly does. It looks so natural. You cannot even tell that you've used a brow product. And these strokes really look like natural hair. So if you have very sparse eyebrow and you want a product that can help you draw some natural hair, then you have to try this one out. This is in the shade brown. Oh no, this is in the shade walnut. Moving on to mascaras, I have two favorites and I've been using them non-stop. I've literally stopped using all of my other mascaras. I hardly ever use them. The first one is the Essence Lash Princess Volume Mascara. It's a very popular product by Essence. It's very affordable. I got this for hardly 300 rupees and it's always sold out. So it's difficult to get your hands on this one, but it is such a good mascara. I wanted a break from my Maybelline and L'Oreal mascaras and I wanted to try something new, and this is, I would say, even better than all of my other Maybelline L'Oreal mascaras. It is so good. I've used the Essence one on this eye. It really curls your lashes, separates them and gives you a good amount of volume. And a very similar mascara that I recently started using, which is by Benefit. It's their Fan Fest mascara. It recently launched and again I've been using it ever since it launched, and this one is a very similar mascara. If you can see, I've used it on this eye and you cannot spot the difference. They both are really good and there's a huge price difference. I think this is for something 2000 plus and this is for 300 rupees. This is turning into a dupes video, which is not what I expected, but yes, the Essence one is a dupe of the Benefit mascara and they both look very similar. If you're looking for a good lip liner on a budget, then this one from K Beauty is something that you have to try. I have the shade Fame. It's a brown lip liner, perfect for brown skin tone. It really looks good with every single lipstick. It just glides beautifully on the lips. This is again the lip liner that I've used so much throughout the year. Lastly, moving on to lips, my most favorite lipstick discovery of the year has to be the Maybelline Vinyl Ink Liquid Lipsticks. It's a very unique formula, extremely long lasting. It's a glossy transfer proof lipstick. I've done a dedicated video of these lipsticks which I'm gonna pop it up over here. You can click on the link and check out the video. I've swatched all of these shades. My most favorite shade has to be Irresistible. This is like a beautiful everyday nude pink color. Oh sorry, this is Irresistible. This is my most favorite color and it's almost over. I'm definitely going to repurchase this one, and this is something that I've used non-stop throughout the year. Not throughout the year, I think I bought this like mid-year and I first bought Irresistible. I loved the formula so much that I ended up buying two more shades in this formula. If you're a fan of glossy lipsticks, then you have to try this one out. Another favorite gloss is something that I'm wearing right now. This is by MAC, and this one again went very viral on Instagram, and it is viral for a reason. I love this product. This is the MAC Heat Sensor Squirt Plumping Gloss Stick. Gloss sticks have been very popular in 2023, and I really love this shade. It's a very moisturizing lip gloss, and it's a plumping lip gloss, so it does sting your lips. So if you don't mind the stinging, then definitely try this one out. It's not something very crazy. It does have that menthol stingy feeling, but the result that you get, firstly, this shade looks so pretty on my skin tone, and it looks so plump and juicy on your lips, and it's so moisturizing, just like a lip balm. I genuinely just use this like a lip balm. It is expensive, but it is genuinely worth trying. It looks good on its own, and it looks good with other lipsticks and lip liners also. And last but not the least, I have the MAC Fix Plus Stay Over Alcohol Free Setting Spray. This is the Fix Plus, the original Fix Plus, but it's alcohol free. I don't know the difference because I've not used the original Fix Plus, surprisingly. I wasn't someone who used to use setting sprays, but ever since I started using this one, there's no going back. I think this is by far my most favorite setting spray. MAC setting sprays are hyped for a reason. This genuinely makes my makeup last longer, so I would say it's definitely worth the money. So these were all of my 2023 makeup favorites, and I don't think I'm gonna stop using any of these this year also. All the product links will be mentioned in the description box below, so don't forget to check that out. And please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. Please hit the bell icon besides it to get notified whenever I upload a new video, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.